start. And away they go, beginning fairly well from the centre. Lance Corporal. Tassie Shout was out nicely, and Joe Bananas is between them, followed by Ben Yang booting through with Crown Duo. It's a line of 5 at the first as they draw to it now, and just behind them settling was Racket. On the inside of Famous Pirate, and Pit Boss Kiss in a tightly bunched field was last. There's 3 in the back straight. Here's the second, and Lance Corporal on the inside is holding out Joe Bananas, which has in fact dropped back now. So it's Tassie Shout on the outside of Lance Corporal and Ben Yang on the rails. Just behind them, Joe Bananas fourth from Fairway Game and Crown Duo. Then Racket, followed by Millennium Dancer from Pit Boss Kiss, and last as they descend the hill for the first time, Famous Pirate. There's 4 in the home straight, and they'll only jump 2 on the second round, if that makes any sense to you. And it's Tassie Shout a length and a half in front. Second is Ben Yang. Lance Corporal between runners and Joe Bananas wider from Fairway Game. Then Crown Duo back on the fence, followed by Racket's Pit Boss Kiss, Millennium Dancer. And last is Famous Pirate. Down the straight they come before this big crowd of 45,000 here at Oakbank. And Joe Bananas went quickly to move around Tassie Shout and go up and take the lead. So it's Joe Bananas. Oh, he's taking off fairly early at these jumps. He's 3/4 now, a length and a half in front now as he draws clear and gets down onto the rails. Ben Yang immediately switches off from behind him, followed next by Texan Trader, or rather Tassie Shout, I should say. Texan Trader was in the previous race, and then Lance Corporal from Fairway Game, and over on the inside, Crown Duo. Then a gap of about 2 lengths away, Millennium Dancer, being followed on the inside by Pit Boss Kiss. A further 3 lengths to Rackets, and last of all, as they work to the back, is Famous Pirate. They are behind the hill, and I cannot see them at the moment, and Ron Paps is standing by up there. When the power's back on, we'll be hearing from Ron a little bit later in the day. But Joe Bananas, who was jumping fairly early at his flight, has now taken over, and he leads as they are about to come back into view, and they've got 1,100 metres to go. And Joe Bananas has now been joined by Ben Yang, who's pulled his way up on the outside to be a half length in front. Third is Tassie Shout, followed next on the inside by Lance Corporal from Fairway Game, Millennium Dancer, Crown Duo. Gee, they're tightly bunched. Then Racket. Famous Pirates taking off and making ground, and Pit Boss Kiss has dropped back 2 lengths behind the others at the 800 metres. And Joe Bananas passed by Ben Yang, but Famous Pirate has come from second last and hit the lead now. Famous Pirate, they've got 2 to jump. Lance Corporal went with him, and Lance Corporal's now taken over. About 3/4 to Famous Pirate, and they've drawn a couple in front of Tassie Shout, and Millennium Dancer's running on powerfully. Joe Bananas has had enough, so too Rackets and Ben Yang from Crown Duo. Around the turn at the 420, and Lance Corporal dashed away. He's 4 in front. Millennium Dancer looks the only danger. Famous Pirate battling. Millennium Dancer's coming after Lance Corporal. 2 more to jump. Lance Corporal 2 in front. Millennium Dancer, he's a bit tired chasing. He's gone back to the inside of Lance Corporal, who's shifted out to the middle. Lance Corporal 2 in front. The last could be telling the last. He's over at Lance Corporal. A length and a half, Millennium Dancer, who's coming to the outside. It's Lance Corporal and Millennium Dancer. Lance Corporal won't give in. Lance Corporal a half length, Millennium Dancer. 5 away, Racket third. And a further 5 lengths fourth to Crown Duo from Joe Bananas, Tassie Shout. Further back to Famous Pirate, who ran a race from Fairway Game, Pit Boss Kiss, and Ben Yang knocked up and ran last.
Well, Lance Corporal will pay, Super Tab, Unitab $3.30 and $1.60. Adrian Garraway for Tony McAvoy, head of Millennium Dancer and Rackets. And just repeating, there is a power blackout over at Oakbank. Unfortunately, no vision coming out of there. And our thanks to Hilton Donaldson. Right, here's John Tapp, and he's with Steve McKee.
Right, Graham, thank you. Yes, Steve McKee, a regular visitor to Randwick, has a runner in the race coming up in the shape of Ebony Honour. No sunline, Steve, but can stay a bit.
Yeah, certainly not a sunline, John. He's a good handy stayer. We brought him over here in the spring for the Metropolitan, and it was quite disappointing. So we took him home, and he'd come right through the Cups campaign over home. So we're hoping for a better run from him today.
Right, he's had plenty of grounding for this.
He has, for sure. Yeah, he had, as I say, shoot the Cups over home in the summer, and he had a bit of a let up, and then a race last week just to fit him for this one.
Steve, I've no idea how many people are here at Randwick today. We'll check on that later, but you can rest assured a healthy percentage of them are here for one reason, to look at your champion mare Sunline. Now, is she as good as she was this time last year?
Pretty sure she's close to it, John, yeah. She's running the Doncaster twice, and apart from the fact that she's rising 7, she seems to be in great shape, you know, so very happy with her.
You know, the more you look at this field, the harder it is to find leaders. you might get an easy trip in front here.
I hope so, for sure.
Is that the way you're reading it?
Well, you know, if something wants to go, that'd be good. We can sit on its quarters, which is probably the best posse for her anyway. Other than that, if she can bowl along at Greg's own pace, it'll suit us just fine.
Yeah. Steve, can she win the Doncaster?
Certainly, she can win it, right?
Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, John.
Steve McKee, Sunline and Ebony Honour in the Chairman's Handicap coming up. Wayne Harris with your late mail.
Yes, John, I've put Hale on top. He's a nice horse, this Kiwi horse. I've gone 1, 3, 11 and 9 here. Hale, he really struck me as a really nice horse in the parade. You know, the first time I've seen him in the flesh, and he's won his past 2 starts. St Leger winner in New Zealand his last start, and I think we're going to see a really nice horse here today. From barrier 1, Jimmy Cassie should be able to put him to sleep there somewhere. He normally sits just back in behind the speed, I'm led to believe, so big reports about this horse, and I really liked him in the parade. Number 3, Spirit of Westbury, he's a good, hard, tough customer, Damien Oliver's ride. His run at Rosehill the other day was quite good, and I think he'll race up somewhere near the speed, so got to throw him in the numbers. I thought number 11, Gillespie, you can forgive him for his last run. I just don't think he got a great deal of galloping room on that occasion at Rosehill, and I think he can have a little bit of luck here today. He can be in the finish. And I thought one that was over the odds was number 9, Padfoot Charlie. I would have liked to have seen another run under his belt, but I tell you what, if he's anywhere near him at the furlong, it's a very good finish, this horse. So we'll go with the Kiwi number 1, Hale, to beat 3, 11 and 9.
Well, there are the runners, Wayne, behind the starting gates. This is where they start the Metropolitan for 2,600 metres. Oh, no, 2,400 nowadays, the Chairman's, but it once was 2,600, the distance of the AJC Metrop. Graham, had you said 2 years ago the Chairman's Handicap would be worth $500,000, I would have laughed at you.
Had you certified, John. But there it is. You're getting unders, $2.80. It's been a big go on the tote for that, but nonetheless, it got out in the betting here on course, but has tightened in quite significantly over the last 6 or 7 minutes or so.
Notice that Spirit of Westbury is shorter on the Super Tab than it is here. Obviously, the Southern Staters know something about him and want to have their money on.
All right, the Chairman's as we take it away, and Craig.
Graham, thanking you, and Hale very heavily back to win this third race of the day. 280 is the win tote quote on Tab Limited, 210 the place. The second elect is number 4 at 790 and 260, and that is Armstrong. So the Kiwis with a strong hand. Third race of the day, the San Miguel Chairman's Handicap. Hale has always been shorter on the tote than what it has been in the ring. When betting settled down, it stabilised and then has come in nearly 3 points, Hale. It's been a big go, this horse. 3 to move up. Previous of the day, won by number 7, Fair Embrace, Damien Oliver. Beat 1, Spinning Hill, 5, Hot Riff, and 9, Shook. And 7, Republic Lass, won the first. Glen Boss from 5, Factional, 1, Moon Flute, and 8 ran 4th. This race last year, the Chairman's won by Steel Phoenix. And he's going around in the 2002 edition. And we'll shortly know the fate of race number 3 as they look to be all set to go. 2,400 metres the journey, and they're off and racing. A nice level line it was too, and the early leader is Manor Hill. Second posse is taken by Plea, and Henderson Bay is third, and wider out Swiss Echo, then Spirit of Westbury, followed by Ebony on a Steel Phoenix. Over on the fence from that Rails Alley Hale from Royal Train, and that Armstrong Repeater pretty wide. Then Bondi Iceberg, Homewrecker, Grampians Asia. A length further back is Padfoot Charlie, 2 Karasi, and a similar margin Gillespie. Out of the straight they gallop, and along past the 1900, and the free-going Manor Hill opens up a lead of 2.5 lengths now on Swiss Echo. Players running third, and then Spirit of Westbury, Armstrong a trifle wide, followed by Hale and Henderson Bay. Length and a half Repeater, Ebony on a Steel Phoenix, Royal Train. Then Bondi Iceberg over Homewrecker Asia, then Grampians, a good margin Karasi. Second last is Padfoot Charlie, and 2.5 Gillespie. They're stringing out now into the back in the Chairman's and racing down to approach the 1400 marker. And Manor Hill must lead about 4 or 5 lengths on Swiss Echo. A length the Plea. 1.5 to one of the greys in the race. Armstrong Hale is next, followed by Spirit of Westbury. Steel Phoenix, last year's winner on the inside of Repeater. Then Henderson Bay, wider out as Ebony on it, followed by Bondi Iceberg. This leader's gone further in front. A gap of a length and a half to Royal Train. Gillespie making some headway, followed by Grampians, Homewrecker Asia. Padfoot Charlie and Karasi's last. Out of the back straight they run, and heading along to the 900 950, and Manor Hill must be 8 lengths on Swiss Echo. Plea on the rails, followed by Armstrong. A length the Hale, and then comes Repeater, Spirit of Westbury, Steel Phoenix, followed by Ebony Honor. Some 2 lengths further back is Bondi Iceberg, and then a gap Henderson Bay. Wider out is Royal Train. On the fences, Grampians as they race towards the corner from Homewrecker, and then Gillespie, Asia, Padfoot, Charlie and Karasi at the 550, and Manor Hill is coming back quickly. And as they commence this long run round the Randwick Bend, it's Manor Hill, a length and a half clear on Swiss Echo. Plea, Armstrong is being called upon now. Repeater is next. Hale, J. Cassidy is bailed away on the well-back Commodity, then Steel Phoenix, Homewrecker and Royal Train. Manor Hill has still something in the locker, and it's the 200 Manor Hill about to be grabbed, in fact headed by the Victorian Homewrecker, and wide out is Henderson Bay, and then Ebony Honor. Here's Henderson Bay coming home at the rate of knots. Away he goes, and Henderson Bay, a brilliant winner from Homewrecker. Photo for third, Ebony Honor and Asia, and then Armstrong, Hale, followed by Grampians Plea, Spirit of Westbury. Manor Hill dropped out. Royal Train didn't run on, followed by Padfoot Charlie, Bondi Iceberg, Steel Phoenix, and then came Karasi, Gillespie and Repeater and Swiss Echo were the last couple. Well, he's always showed a great deal. And this afternoon, following 3 runs back from a spell, Henderson Bay, who displayed so much ability in Brisbane last year, he had a setback up there. And this freakish trainer, particularly of stayers, Neville McBurney, has got this horse right at the right time, and watch out Sydney Cup. Number 13, Henderson Bay, will pay a dividend of about $38. Oh, here are the full numbers coming up now. 13, 7, 12 and 6. Number 13, $38.60 and $8. Number 7, Homewrecker, fleetingly looked the winner, $5.40. And Asia, number 12, has paid $11.10, with a Quinella of $354. Exacta $672.80. Trifecta, $22,936.70, and the first 4, 13, 7, 12 and 6. The semaphore dividend of $70,515.70. The carryover jackpot of $34,552.69.
Okay, well, there it is, a real upset. Let's go back to John Tapper. I believe he's with Neville McBurney.
Thank you, Graham. Yes, Neville McBurney, a master trainer of stayers, again proves that that statement is very, very true. Praise indeed, Lord Highbrow, many, many others. Now, you bought this horse as a tried horse in New Zealand, Neville?
Yes, John, that's right. I've had him a couple of years, but he has been a horse that has been slow to come up. But, you know, he's always showing form. He had a pretty good winter in Brisbane last year. He had a couple of wins in the Country Cups up there. So we have aimed him at the Sydney Cup. I was just sort of hoping he was going to run a good race this afternoon to actually run in the Sydney Cup. So it's been good.
Now, he put in a long searching run right down the extreme outside, and you felt you had him covered a fair way from home, didn't you?
Well, yeah, on the turn, the horse was travelling good, so, you know, it was always a chance. So while they're on the bit, they're a chance. So once he laid him down, he hit his straps good, rounded him up.
Neville, we had an isolated camera on some of the owners in the grandstand. How many owners are there?
There's only the 2. Mr. and Mrs. Clifford are the owners.
Yeah. Well, they were pretty excited, I can tell you, over the last 200 metres.
I was a bit myself, John.
Yeah. Neville, what are the plans with Henderson Bay?
Oh, he's going to run in the Sydney Cup, so at this stage, if he pulls up good, yeah, he'll run in it, that's for sure.
Darryl McClellan is one of the lightest jockeys riding in New South Wales and one of the strongest at his weight.
Yeah, the horse has only got 50, so I think they're going to raise the weights in it, though, because the top weights are pulling out, so he's probably going to end up with about 53 in it. 52 and a half, so, but that's a good weight for a horse like him.
You've done it again, mate.
Thanks, pal.
Neville McBurney, long regarded as one of the best trainers of stayers in this part of the world, Graham, and he's got a horse who comes into the Sydney Cup with a very strong chance. Okay, won't go to Graham at this stage, but we will go to Brisbane, and here's Larry.
Of that from winning. Now, Ruby's Jester moves up into the stalls, and Abyssinian, who's got the outside barrier, has joined them, so they're set to go. 1,000 metres. Rengar took a dive at the gates. The front of the stall for Beach Box is broken open, but the horses stayed in there, fortunately. So the gate closed in front of Beach Box, who's a little fractious in the gates. A few of these on toe. They stand well, all clear now, and they're away. And Rapidash nearly fell at the start. Toss Amber got checked, and Beach Box got away okay on the inside. Pure Gold, Feel the Noise, and Rengar jumped fast, and so did Abyssinian. Going past the 800, Feel the Noise finds the lead. Beach Box trying to push through along the fence to join it, does so now. They're followed then by, on the outside, Rengar, a length and a half to Pure Gold in 4th placing, and then Rapidash. Over on the outside of it is Abyssinian, a length and a half to Samba, who's on the inside of Ruby's Jester, and then King Cat, Ready and Go, and Multi Bonza. Round the turn they come, Beach Box and Feel the Noise. Bit of deja vu here as they come round the turn in front of Rengar, and they've broken away on Rengar about 4 lengths to that horse, and then came Abyssinian, who's under the whip, and Pure Gold is next, but down past the 150. Feel the Noise takes the lead now, drew away by a length and a half, shot well away from Beach Box, and Abyssinian running on, but Feel the Noise is going to win again. James Winks takes it down to the line, Feel the Noise by about 4 lengths. Beach Box second, and ahead to Abyssinian third. Closely followed in then by Rengar and Pure Gold, and back behind them were Tasamba, followed by Multi Bonza, and then came King Cat, Ruby's Jester, Rapidash, and Ready and Go. Feel the Noise, the winner, ridden by James Winks, trained by Michael Moroney, makes it 2 in a row in this preparation. Number 1, Feel the Noise, will pay around $6 and $2. Beach Box second, and Abyssinian in 3rd place. They've run the 1,000 metres in 56.53. 56.53 puts them just 0.4 of a second outside of the record, and they ran a similar time this particular 3-year-old did in winning at its last start. It ran 56.5. It's run exactly the same time in scoring this afternoon. Feel the Noise first, second Beach Box, Stephen Baster, and 3rd placing to Abyssinian, ridden by Steve Sharman, 1, 6 and 3. 4th was 11 Rengar, and 5th home was number 2 Pure Gold. So just too good. Came in well at the weights, well placed by Michael Moroney, and scored well. Okay, 1, 6 and 3. Next is the main race down here, the Easter Cup. Take out 14 and 18. Tongue tie for number 4 a quiver. It's for the 5th at 2.52.
Holder unharmed. She is the favourite on the TAB at 3.80. Number 2 Sciatica 6.30. Number 10 Froth and Bubble into 6.50, and 1 Canadian Comet $8.70. Well, I can see the start, but only 20 metres after that because of the hill here at Oakbank, and for the first time today. Well, I suppose he might be a little bit frustrated, but he's enjoyed every minute of it. Good afternoon to you, Ron Paps, as we get dismissed the protest at Eagle Farm.
Good on you, Hilton. Good things come to those that wait, don't they? And here we are, lining up now for the 4th, the 4 and 20 handicap, first leg of the extra double on Unitab. Away with Fairies undergoing a veterinary. Rations about to come up. Very blustery here on top of the hill, but delightful at ground level. Just this elevated position, as you can no doubt hear in the background. And we're just waiting to see what's going to happen with Away with Fairies, who put on a bit of a turn in the stall and finally tested everybody and forced the gate open behind. Now this horse is undergoing a veterinary. The rider's back aboard, which would suggest it's going to run. The others are well behaved. Delightful day. 21 degrees. Very big crowd. In fact, that rider's dismounted again. Jason Holder, which means they may be going to place the horse in riderless, and they've done that. Jason about to get back aboard. An even better day forecast for Monday, 29 degrees. It'll be great Oakbank weather. Froth and Bubble's a nice type. It did break out a little. Oh, here's another one going off, Biscalate. Now I think they've got them pretty well to order. No, Away with Fairies wanted to toss him out the back again. The attendant is working hard there, holding the horse down. Surely they'll let them go at the very first attempt here. Away with Fairies, getting away with plenty at the moment. They're off. He just lost it by about a length or so. Dapper Star was slow when the gates were opened. And away quickly was Froth and Bubble to lead from going after it on the outside. So May It Be, followed by Sciatica. Manitoba between horses, north corner of the rail from Canadian Comet. They were followed then by Damsilac Warrior, and further back behind those Zip Thea. Biscolate is wide away with Fairies, has 4 behind it, including Misty Galore, Belton, followed then by Rations, and last of all is Dapper Stan.
So May It Be at the 1,000-metre mark took it up 2 lengths in front. In second place now is the Victorian Froth and Bubble, a length and a half away next Sciatica. And they're strung out. Manitoba on the inside, 4 lengths north corner. 3 away came Canadian Comet, Zip Thea, Biscolate. Well back on the inside, Damsilac Warrior, followed by Away with Fairies. She's got a big job to do, followed by Misty Galore, Rations, and then Belton. And last of all is Dapper Stan as they leave the back at the 600. So May It Be a half length in front. Second now Froth and Bubble. 3 wide, Sciatica coming at them strongly. Then Manitoba, Canadian Comet, Biscolate's making ground. Away with Fairies gives them 6 at the 400 metres as they turn and straighten. Froth and Bubble loomed alongside So May It Be to put the head in front from Sciatica. Then Manitoba sneaking along the fence north corner. Wider out Canadian Comet. Away with Fairies is coming home well. And so too Canadian Comet. Froth and Bubble at the 150. Hit the lead from Sciatica. Damsilac Warrior. Out wider Away with Fairies not doing much. Froth and Bubble and Sciatica from Damsilac Warrior. Belton with a late run. Still in front. Froth and Bubble wouldn't give it up. Froth and Bubble's won it. Second Damsilac Warrior. A close issue for third. I'd say Sciatica over Belton, which closed late. Then Away with Fairies. Manitoba, So May It Be. Out wide was Dapper Stan making some late ground. Followed in by Rations. Never a winning chance. And further back came behind them Biscolate from Canadian Comet, which petered out. Then Zip Thea north corner amongst the tail enders with Misty Galore.
You refused to give in Froth and Bubble. Ben Claridge for David Brideoak at $5 and $1.80, and it's very close to second and third. We'll have that for you shortly. By the way, some news about the track, Rich?
Yes, Jim Cassidy said that the track was playing perfectly. The surface was good, and that the wind, which is blowing very strongly here at the moment, is not having an effect on the way the races are run. So that's good news.
Certainly is. Okay, the Heroic Championship, they're going onto the track. Let's get the late mail from Wayne Harris. Wayne.
Yeah, Graham, I've gone with the top weight here, Pillaging. He's been the one that backed on course as well. He's kept very, very safe. Good last start winning the size produce. I just think he's going to be, from that good barrier, Damien Oliver's just going to be wherever he wants in the run. He's going to be very hard to beat. Just on looks alone, you've got to put him in. I thought the danger would be number 2, Half Hennessy. He's a real improver, this bloke. He's won his past 2 starts. Bit of an awkward draw here, he's just going to need a little bit of luck, but his win the other day at Kembla Grange was very, very good. He did it tough. He just showed that he is a real improver. B. Murray's got a good hand here with 2 runners. But I thought of the fillies, number 10, Strategica, had a very good chance in the race. She ran a very nice third in the Magic Night, and as we know, Victory Vane won that race. Callaway Gal runs second, Nate Quinella the slipper, so that's a pretty good form race. She's only lightly raced. She'll hit the line hard. I thought B. Murray's other runner, Recruiting, he's supposed to have had excuses last start when he finished behind Half Hennessy in the 2-year-old Classic at Kembla Grange. They said he might have held his breath on that occasion. They've tried to remedy that by putting a tongue tie on him here today. He hadn't run for a bit over a month too the other day, so he probably just needed that head out there, and he did cover a fair bit of ground too. So Pillaging just waiting to go on the track here too, if you can see that on screen. So I don't know what the problem is there, but I've got to stick with him. I've got 1 on top, Pillaging, 2 Half Hennessy, 10 Strategica, and 6 Recruiting.
Righto, Wayne, thanks. Yeah, Damien Oliver remounting. Pillaging.
Looks like Damien had to duck back to the jockey's room to get something. He might have forgotten his goggles or something.
Yeah, well, anyhow, he's
his
right
whip.
now. And by far and away, the best 2 backed runners in this, Pillaging number 1 and Half Hennessy, which is pretty solid. There, the 2, all the rest are very, well, they're drifting. Now,
220. Still about 6 horses to move in. Previous going to Henderson Bay. Number 13, Darryl McClellan, beat 7 Home Wrecker, 12 Asia third, and 6 4th Ebony Honour. Second, Fair Embrace, and Republic Lass the first. Nicholas indeed thanking you. And yes, it's Big Bicky's the purse for the Heroic. And now Emerging Star is coming forward, and we're waiting for High Maintenance. So $2, $1.30 for number 1 Pillaging, Half Hennessy, $4.70 and $2.10, and High Maintenance. We'll see the line set. This is the San Miguel William Inglis Heroic Championship. $1 million overall. What prize money, eh? Set. Racing in the Heroic, and Delusional a little slowly away, and the favourite didn't jump all that quickly. Pillaging and Stratika and T-Bar the early leaders, with Fairy Brightia. Recruiting going quickly, followed by Emerging Star and then Majorette, Half Hennessy. Midfield is the favourite, Pillaging, and a couple of lengths further away Gourmet Paradise, followed closely then by Architrave. On the fence is Delusional from High Maintenance and Jeu Desire. To the side, coming to the 900, and the leader is now T-Bar, a length and a half. Fairy Brightia, Emerging Star around Recruiting, followed by Majorette. Little more than a length's gap to Pillaging, and then Stratika and Half Hennessy, Delusional. Then Gourmet Paradise, Architrave, and the joint tail end is a High Maintenance in company with Jeu Desire. 550 to run, and in the all bronze colours, the rider on this Canberra Galloper, T-Bar, has it a length and a half. An Emerging Star and Fairy Brightia. Recruiting on the rails, Pillaging badly posied away at the moment. Oliver trying to get him into the clear. He is now Pillaging if he's good enough, and down to the 220 marker, and T-Bar in front, but Pillaging is pouncing, and so too Half Hennessy. The favourite and the second favourite will battle it out. Ollie goes for the whip on Pillaging. Half Hennessy has drawn level. Pillaging the inside, and Half Hennessy. Pillaging won't give in. He's got to hang on and win it. Pillaging a half head to Half Hennessy. Recruiting third, then Delusional with High Maintenance. A gap to T-Bar, then Stratika, followed by Majorette, Jeu Desire, Emerging Star, Gourmet Paradise. Fairy Brightia's run second last, at Architrave at the tail of the field. Oh, he's a gutsy horse, this fella. Number 1, Pillaging, ridden by Damien Oliver. Looks to have staved off. Number 2, Half Hennessy, Corey Brown. The favourite and the second favourite having a soul-stirring duel over the concluding stages of the $1 Million Heroic Championship. And as the line has been reached, it looks like Pillaging has just been able to score, and if so, $2 a win, $1.20 for the place. Half Hennessy, number 2. When he jumped away, he was showing at $4.30 a win and $2 the place. And the third horse, number 6, Recruiting. The numbers are official: 1, 2, 6, and 4. Number 6, Recruiting, third, a stablemate of Half Hennessy, $3.40. Pillaging, trained by Lee Friedman. He's done a great job with him, Lee. He's been up for quite some time, Pillaging, and he didn't jump all that brilliantly. I was a little worried coming to the point of the corner when Damien was really entrenched, but fortunately the brakes went horse and jockey's way, coming down to the 275, and he sprinted very quickly, Pillaging. Half Hennessy went with him, but this gutsy little Melburnian has pulled out enough on the line to win by a very slender margin. By marauding from Preview, and gives Damien a winning double today. Of course, he booted home Fair Embrace in the second of the day. Number 2, Half Hennessy second. Bede Murray, well, Bede seems to be running seconds in these big races. What about last Saturday? Second in the Slipper Victory Vane. Second in the BMW with Universal Prince. Second here in the $1 Million with Half Hennessy. And ridden by Corey Brown. And number 6, third, Recruiting. And Bede's run third with Recruiting, ridden by Justin Sheehan. 4 officially fourth, and that was Delusional. 1-2-6-4. The time was 1:16.85. That's a new race record. Betted Perfect Crimes previous. 1:17.17 Perfect Crime last year. 1:16.85 here. And a short head winning margin, 3 3/4 lengths between second and third. And the superfecta numbers are 1, 2, 6, 4, 13 and 10. 1, 2, 6, 4, 13 and 10. The favourite home narrowly from the second elect in an exciting finish to the Heroic, and they blitzed the others.
Yes, they certainly did. And Richard Freeman is back in his chair. You lifted that over the line.
I rode it harder than Damien did.
You sure did. But I tell you what, look, there's a little bit of concern. We just saw the head-on shot. He did shift ground, but it looked to be just to be near the winning post. So there may be, you know,